Ryan, make sure you get some better breakfast than I've been sending. I'm going to send you a
Any
better breakfast.
Any breakfast.
You know, what I do have, let's have a discussion now
All right.
About a campaign to discuss the Tobacco Free Kids Fund campaign. And we have two guests with us, the Reverend Alvin Hathaway, Sr., yes, indeed. Now, you're talking about a minister who understands a church beyond the doors of the church into the community. He epitomizes that. And I believe he's also going to be joined by a young man who's organizer for Maryland Communities Unite. I'll see you for sure. Let's go to our newsmaker line. And Reverend Alvin Hathaway, Senior, how are you, sir? How are you?
Man, it's so good to be with you, brother L.Y., and you got Mike there holding down. It's just a joyous day, man. Glad to be, and I'm here to talk about this tobacco-free action plan. I'm glad you allowed us to speak on it.
By all means, of course, family, you should know, everyone knows, if you know anything about our city, this is the very distinguished pastor of Union Baptist Church, and got his hand on the church, but he also understands what the church must do other than its present walls. Pastor, by all means, who you have with you?
I got my sister, Neimba. She's here. She's the operations manager for No Boundaries Coalition. She's a 40th district resident. She can tell you all about what we're trying to do.
Ryan put her up. And then who else?
Just those two, just us.
No, is there...
Hello?
I think you got a young fellow by the name of...
My name is Nabia Aziz. I'm a young lady.
Oh, sorry. Okay, sis.
No problem. We're really happy to be here, and so we really thank you for having us on your show today. Like Pastor Dr. Hathaway said, I am a resident in the 40th District. I am a board member at Communities United, but I'm here representing No Boundaries Coalition, and I'm their operations manager. Thank you so much.
Well, welcome aboard. Well, let's talk about why this is so important. From what I understand, every year tobacco kills 7,500 Marylanders, and it is the leading preventable cause of death in our state. Am I right?
Yeah, that's correct, Larry. When you think about with big tobacco, they are really targeting our young people with this flavored tobacco product and menthol product. You know, I remember as a child growing up there in the Drill Avenue, there was these campaigns that talked about, hey, be cool. So everybody wanted to be cool. So I found myself really at 15 years old buying a pack. Got an older person to buy me a pack of cool cigarettes. But I never forget, man. I went on a camping trip. We sitting in a tent with smoking the cool cigarettes, coughing and all that. Scoutmaster came in there and said, hey, if y'all want to do that, y'all eat the cigarettes. And because of that intervention, I've never smoked since then. And I realized that we need interventions to help young people from having the opportunity to get addicted to smoking, which is done by flavored cigarettes. I see people at little corner stores and going into grocery stores and going into gas stations, and they're asking for flavors, not realizing that the dire aspects of what tobacco smoking does for their bodies.
But black men and women are more likely to die from tobacco-related causes than any other community in Maryland. Is that right, good night, young lady?
That is right, and I think that Reverend Hathaway made a good point about youth usage. Tobacco usage was starting to decline, and so Big Tobacco's response was to bring about flavored tobacco products en masse, as well as e-cigarettes and vape pens. So for African American children, they're using tobacco products at a rate of about 23%, and that's here in Maryland, and that's much higher than the usage of adult African Americans. So that's really shocking, and it's something that we need to take intervention on right away.
Am I wrong in sensing that tobacco companies used to target the black community with menthol products? I don't sense the companies are pushing cigarettes as hard, or are they in this? Because I don't smoke cigarettes, I don't know.
No, they definitely are still pushing tobacco products. We see a lot of targeting of menthol cigarettes with the Hispanic population right now, but it's definitely African Americans were the target of menthol cigarettes, and that is why menthol cigarettes are included in our bill. And right now, what we see is that Big Tobacco is trying to push a narrative that if we ban the sale of flavored tobacco products, that somehow African Americans are going to lose their minds and start committing illegal crimes, selling loose cigarettes on the streets. And it's really insulting that that is their argument. And I feel like if that is the truth, that we would just lose our minds, that's more of a reason for us to stop the cycle of addiction right now.
Let's talk about with these two bills so that the community knows what bills we're talking about. That's Senate Bill 177 and House Bill 134, right?
Yes.
That's correct.
And now these bills are in front of the legislature, and they have to vote on them. And so what you want the public to do is what?
To let their legislators know that they do want to support this flavored tobacco's product prohibition. What this says is that those big tobacco that manufacture, cannot sell, cannot buy, cannot basically ship to our state those flavored tobacco products. And we believe that's a good public health position to take.
All right. Let me see. Let's see. Nate, is that Nate Lee? Huh? Natalie, are you on board?
Yes. Hi.
Very briefly, what's your reason for helping us? Speaking up.
My name is Natalie Spice, and I'm a pediatrician in Park Heights. I live in Baltimore City, District 41, and I'm in favor of these bans because I do agree with the speakers that they really are ways to just trick children into becoming addicted to tobacco.
And so based on your professional as well as your personal concern, you know this to be a good piece of legislation.
Absolutely.
I got you. What about you, Annette?
Yes. Hi, my name is Antoinette Mugar, and I am a registered nurse with 18 years experience. I live in the Harlem Park West community. I'm also the chair for the Social Justice Committee. As a health professional and as a concerned resident, I definitely oppose the ban for all of the reasons. These tobacco manufacturers have been targeting Black and Hispanic communities for a very, very long time. Our communities have vulnerable populations who unfortunately succumb to tobacco and alcohol for unmet mental illness. And by targeting our communities, they also prevent us from utilizing health literacy, learning how to advocate for ourselves. So we need to ban this legislation for health reasons.
Let me get Inez in here. Good morning. Hello.
Community leader. I live in the 44th district, 44A, homeowner. Been a community leader for 30 plus years, and here working on to better all of the wraparound services for our community, and especially the young people. We know that it's no good tobacco itself, and with these bans. So me and my community, Western District Police Council, the Fulton Community Association, we are all in support of these bills.
Fantastic. I like when you said Holland Park. That's my old neighborhood. Okay. Well, Pastor, as well as our young coordinator of the community group that's organizing this, do you know what status? Is it in second reader, third reader? What's the present status of the legislation?
Right now, it went through first reading. It was referred to committee. It's passed both chambers. So now it's in committee right now.
Okay. And family, please, it's a matter of you caring enough. This is a lottie-dottie, everybody. We all should be behind this. I wish I had the time to tell you, Pastor, but I was about to smoke when I was a youngster, and my stepfather came in and he saw me and he said, "You want to smoke?" He gave me 7 Chesterfield cigarettes, put them in my mouth at the same time, lit them up.
You got the same thing. I tell you, when you have to eat them, man, you don't want them.
Well, I didn't have to eat them, but I had to smoke them. I haven't had a cigarette in my mouth since. I want you to know that's nothing but the truth. Well, listen, you guys, if you have a need to give us an update, when we get into what you call that final third reader vote, if it looks dangerous and you need the community again, let us know. We'd be more than happy to put you back up, okay?
Yes, we'll do it.
Thank you
We will
so
continue
much.
to advertise across all of Radio One's platforms to make certain that people are aware of this issue.
Let's do it. It's always a pleasure. Have a safe one. Thank you very much. Have a good weekend.
Bless you, man. Take care.
Mike?
Yeah. Well, I mean, for someone who has stopped